Talented Ones Media, hashtag TO Media, hashtag TO Talk Show, hashtag too many interviews, hashtag we're going to keep doing this till we not stop. Hashtags, why am I keep saying hashtag, but it's too many hashtags to keep hashtagging it out. And we're back, man. I am your host, Jay Shep. And for everybody on here, before we even start this interview, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking out with me for so long. Make sure you click that subscribe button, make sure you click that like button, and make sure you follow us on all socials. We'll have those listed out at the end of this episode. But today I am so excited. I say God works in amazing ways, and the old saying, God is good all the time, and all the time
God is good.
Here we go. And so it's funny, I met this person so long ago. I was on vacation in Miami, and ironically our families were in the same hotel, and it was just ironic, just good energy, good conversations, get to know people. And like I say, small world stuff circles back around. Did not know at the time that who I was talking to was a young innovator in a space. Pianist, musician, jazz, comes from jazz royalty, technically.
Yes.
And just an all around music creator, producer, a business owner. We like to give her flowers today, and we definitely going to use this interview to do that. Yes. The one and only Kayla Waters. How's it going?
It's going well. Thank you so much for having me. I'm grateful to be here.
Nah, for sure. No problem. And I would just want to say, to start off, you are our first jazz musician on Talented Ones. So we appreciate you and thank you for sitting down to talk with us. But we want to actually start from the beginning. Let's take it back to childhood,
Yeah.
I know musical background, musical family.
Right.
So I'm assuming, but I don't want to assume that's where the love for music came in from. But I want to hear from your way.
Yeah, definitely. I grew up around music. My family, especially my dad's side, they're heavy into music and playing, and so it was always around me. I listened to my dad growing up. I grew up playing in church, and before I could even play, I was tinkering at our acoustic piano in the living room. So I was trying to figure this thing out. I always had a love for the piano, and I ended up taking lessons at 6, and it was a wrap from there. But I've always had a love for music. It was in my family. I feel like it's in my blood, and it was just a natural thing that just came out of me.
For sure. So since we have the musical background, like you said, from your pops, your dad's side, you've seen that you even just plugging away at a young age with the music. When was the age that you officially started playing or getting into it?
Like when I officially started taking lessons, or
when it came official, okay,
I want to do this.
You got the kid playing around, oh, I want to actually play.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say this. I started tinkering at the piano at 10 months old, but I started taking lessons at 6. And from 6, I just stuck with it. I never stopped. I took lessons all through elementary school, middle school, high school. I went to the Nathan Carter School of Music in Baltimore. I went there for 2 years, and then I went all the way with it and ended up, getting my degree in classical piano from Howard. So I've stuck with it my entire life.
Literally, this has been written. There was no plan B. This is all
right. Right. There was no plan B. I'm an all or nothing person. I was like, look, I'm going to do music, and I'm going to figure this thing out. There is no other option. This is what I want to do, and that's it.
So, okay, we get the piano part,
right?
Difference from really being obviously there's 2 differences when it comes to music in my mind. It's I know a lot of people that gig and play, but then when you got to hit that studio, I mean, it's still the same playing, but to lay down the tracks and to start producing and bringing in that extra element. When was the first time you ever hit the studio, and how was that feeling for you?
Well, growing up, I had a lot of studio experience. Before I even became a solo artist, I did a couple studio sessions with my dad. I did some background vocals when I was 12 on some of his records. I had a group, my cousins and I, we had a group back in the day, all girl group. We recorded a couple of our songs. But I feel like the studio experience really hit home when I was recording my own material.
Mm.
And it's a different process, like between playing live and being, in the studio. It's a different creative process for me. Like you really have to be meticulous and precise about what you're playing, what you want to say, because when you're in the studio, everything comes to life. You can hear everything. You can hear little mistakes. So it just really takes another level of focus for me. But I really enjoy that space because it challenges me as a musician,
Right. Now, for you, what
Yeah.
is your studio atmosphere? I love to get that from artists and people, because everyone's studio atmosphere. Does the light have to be dim? Do you need it
Right.
does it have to be
Yes.
in the room? What does your studio atmosphere look like?
Yes. So I'm actually in my home studio
Mhm.
situation. So my grand piano's by this big window. I love natural light. I prefer to record and write at night though.
Mhm.
I feel that my mind is most quiet and a little bit more laid back in the evenings. I do like dim lighting. I like candles. Sometimes I have a little glass of wine. So I really got to set the mood,
Mhm.
just kind of get in that creative space. Like my environment helps me to get into a artistic creative space. So if I can set that with the lighting, with the aroma, with the candles, once the day is done, the sun is setting, then I can really dive into my creative process.
Okay, nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Uh, Crowd wise, because like then you have three different elements. Because like we talked about, just playing, and we talked about the studio. Now
Right.
the live performances, you know, I know, I don't know at this time, do you still get those jitters or those bugs?
Yeah. Every time I get ready to go up to play, I always have to me, it's a humble nervousness.
Mhm.
I always have it, but it's a good thing. I embrace it. And then as soon as I get on stage, it goes away.
I can understand. Do you
Yeah.
remember the first time you hopped on the stage and how that felt?
Well, I'll say that my first piano recital,
Mm.
official piano recital, I was 11 years old. And it was at this big Baptist church, and my dad actually played a song with me. But I loved that feeling, like just everyone honing in on your creativity and your artistry. I like that feeling of, inviting people into my personal creative space, but it's in a concert venue. I love that.
Okay. Okay. I like that. And I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just I played the drums when I was a kid. I went a different route. I played drums all the way up to I was like, ooh. I'll say like in my 20s. I'll say early 20s. But
Okay.
it's something that it doesn't go away, but it's like it didn't become my main focus. It's something it's in the back pocket if I ever just need to pull it out. But I understand that nervous feeling. You in front of everybody's like, I don't know, especially
Yeah.
for a drummer, especially we're talking about the church. We were talking about the church beforehand. Like playing drums for the church is like, okay, now I can't do too much. I can do enough, but I can't
Right.
start.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and when you were a kid, you're in front of everybody, it's like, ooh, everybody's staring, because everyone really staring at church,
They
and
look it.
they're looking, and the last thing you want to hear is someone say, "Let them use you."
Ah, right.
That's the last thing you want to hear, and
Right.
but it's so funny, like I think about, like I'm thinking about right now, whenever we met your family, such an inviting family. It was
Mhm.
funny. My parents came back to me. They were like, "Oh, we listened to her dad plays music."
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. I'm not thinking much. I'm a
Yeah.
freshman in college, and I'm not thinking much. But
Yeah.
you really gig with your dad, you know, and your
Right.
dad, and for my parents, I'm pretty sure. Where's your dad originally from? Growing up?
So my whole family, we're all from we're from Maryland.
Okay,
I'm from a small town called Aberdeen, Maryland. It's 30 minutes north of Baltimore.
all right.
So my dad, my mom's family, everybody's born and raised there. My dad lives in Atlanta now though, and I live in DC.
Got you. But even just
Yep.
think of your family being from Maryland, and my family's from Texas. We're from Houston. So
Right.
we're from completely different part of the country, and so when they were like, "Oh yeah, we've listened to her dad music,"
Yeah.
we've gone to the concerts and everything. I was like, "Oh, so he's like that," and so
Right.
for you, I know it has to be an amazing feeling. Of course, making a name on your own is huge, especially, coming out of that. But
Right.
how does it feel to be on the same stage as your dad sometimes, just to play like it's like y'all are back at home?
It's a humbling experience, and it's kind of hard to describe in words. It's like I get to play with my biggest inspiration. Like I feel like I'm in music because of my dad. So it's kind of like a full circle moment. He encouraged me, he supported me growing up, and now for us to be able to perform alongside each other is just like a big blessing. And a lot of times you'll see the offspring of musicians, later down the line, or the parent is deceased. So it's a huge blessing that we can do it in the same lifetime.
Right.
And that's a really big blessing that I don't take for granted. But I love playing with my dad, and I learned so much from him. I feel like I'm in a jazz class every time we perform together, learning new stuff. And so it's great.
Shout out to that. That's really amazing. That's really amazing. Like you said, a lot of people don't get to experience that, especially if they have a parent in the same field as them, stuff,
Right.
or they got to learn from. A lot of times, you say you got those different situations, they don't get to share the same stage. Nah, that's
Right.
truly amazing. And what I want to actually ask you now is something we talked about off air.
Okay.
Um, Great journey you've been on.
Mm.
And you've had from 10 months, I don't even know what I was doing with 10 months, but probably just sleeping and drooling. But you teetering at a piano at 10 months
Right.
to your age now, you're full on gigging, you're touring, what I'm saying,
Right.
producing, you're composing,
Yes.
you're doing everything in music that you probably want to do. And you probably have, more on the way that you want to do.
Yes. Yes.
But the main question I ask everybody on the show is which one is more important to them? Is it that journey from that 10 months to now? Is it that journey that you've been on, or is it those destinations like, ooh, I love what I've been on, but I'm trying to get to here, here, and here. Which one's more important to you?
Well, I say that I feel like it's both for me because I I'm always I enjoy the journey because my journey to me helps to shape what I'm looking for in the future.
Mhm.
So, for me, I'm never complacent. I don't just stop at, oh, I've got 4 number one singles. I'm thinking, what's next? What's the next big thing?
Mhm.
And I'm always in search of my more. Like, what's my more? What's my next? So I never get complacent there. So I definitely am future driven. I'm vision driven, but I also take time to enjoy my journey to see how far I have come and extend myself grace in that process.
And see, I was gonna say this, but I was trying to be nice until the end. You just said it for me. But 4 number ones is crazy, you know?
Yes.
That's an amazing blessing, Not everyone
Yes.
have a number one track, let alone have not one, not two, not three, 4.
Or in 5 years, that's basically like a number one single every year, and I'm just coming out. I'm still relatively new. My first single was number one. I came out in 2017. My first single went number one. So a
Right.
big blessing.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And I understand why you said your answer was both of them. I get it. There's
Yeah.
different parts of the journey. I feel like a lot of people they try to rush to get to their destination. They don't appreciate the grind, the long nights, the sleepless nights, the worries, the anxieties, all the stuff that in the moment hurts. But when you look back at it, it's like you needed those to mold you into where you got to
Mm.
complete the destination. And
Mm.
you can't cherish the destination too much because like if you just get if someone just threw you $1 million in your hand right now, it's like, do you feel like it was deserving? You know what I'm saying? Did you feel like you had to
Right.
work for it? You might not appreciate it as much as you appreciate not even the money amount, just the opportunities that you do have here because you
Mm.
went through all this. So, it's different levels.
Right.
We want to make sure
Right.
that people understand both. So I appreciate those answers. Those answers are amazing. But back to them 4 number ones. Your first single
Yes.
coming out was a number one. What was that feeling like when you found out that you went number one on your first single?
That was just like I couldn't believe it. I didn't know that it was possible. Um, it was just shocking to see my name on the Billboard chart. It's just like, wow, me, little old me, this music that I came up with in my little apartment, and it's now everyone is hearing this all over the world, and it's on the charts, and it's not top 10, not top 5, but it went #1. It was just an overwhelming experience, like just breathtaking.
And that's an testament to the music you make too, not only from your musicality level, but just in general. I grew up in a jazz, not everyone was a musician, but a lot of people around were musicians. My grandmother taught jazz
Yeah.
at a high school. So like I was always around, she was always around the piano playing saxophones, trumpets, the whole nine. And it speaks to people who understand that type of music, my biasness is always like, oh, from the South, we're right next to Louisiana, which is a jazz, which is a musical hub. Texas has a great jazz scene. I'm pretty sure up there in Maryland, y'all have that, along with the music notation that y'all have to have up in the DMV, because y'all have go-go music, which no one else in the country has that. Y'all have such a musicality up there.
Right.
And it speaks to test the time that like, okay, your song transcended 4 times, and I'm pretty sure you got more #1 singles on the way. So I need to notice what's next. Are we dropping projects soon?
Yes. So I'm working on my 3rd studio album, working on that. I'm hoping for early 2023 release with that. So that's the next creative thing for me. I'm also trying to build up my music production company, Pure Key Productions LLC. I'm passionate about producing. I'm passionate about storytelling through music, and I want to help other artists birth their projects. So I'm going to be building a small clientele or a boutique level of clients that I can assist from a production perspective. And then also film scoring. I'm very imaginative with my writing and my producing, and I really want to couple that with TV and film, with film scoring. So got a couple of things in the works.
Nah, for sure. Definitely on film scoring, I'm with you on that. We might have to talk, a little later on. We don't need everybody to know what the business. We might need to keep,
Yes.
On that. No, that's amazing. Definitely, especially with Purify Keys, starting a business is an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. And you have the toolage. You have the toolage. You have everything you need. Like I say, composer, writer. You got the keys. Amazing. And I've seen a lot of your work on the gram. Like amazing.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Whenever you do drop this project, I know you probably do have a tour will come probably after this in 2023.
Right.
I'm just letting you know, I need one of those dates to be in Houston, Texas.
Yes, I know. I need to get back to Houston soon. I got to get back. Definitely.
No, for sure. Because like I said, amazing work. I'd make sure my people coming in and have a good time, sit down, maybe have a glass of wine, just relaxing.
Yes.
You bring there's a word I learned. What's it called? Je ne sais quoi. Got it. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
A certain energy to the music now, which I appreciate. So I'm glad that the new projects come in 2023. I know we probably don't have a name for it yet, right?
I don't have a name yet. Usually my name comes at the end once I get an idea of what I'm talking about, the message. So that's like the cherry on top for me.
I got you.
Yep.
And so I would say this, the one thing now I think is left out of this conversation, because I feel like a lot of people got a lot of gems and info out this combo, is we need you to tell the people you have social media. We need them to know how can they get in touch with Kayla Waters.
Yes, absolutely. All my social media handles are at I am Kayla Waters. That's my handle on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, my website, IamKaylaWaters.com, and everyone can connect with me there.
And guys, make sure y'all following me at King_J Shep on IG and Twitter. And make sure y'all following the business social medias. I'm not even gonna say all of them. They're just gonna be dropped right here below. I'm a fan base, TO Nation. I'm just letting y'all know that we have these hoodies, merchandise, Journey Greater Than Destination hoodies. We're about to have those on the website. We have merch collab coming. Y'all already missed out on TL Festival, so y'all got to catch up on the next event we have coming up. We're traveling. Catch us in the city near you soon. Maybe we even have to come to DC. Who knows? But
Yes.
we're working. We appreciate all the support y'all have. Thank y'all for supporting myself and my team. And also support Kayla Waters, support Black business, Black creators.
Yes. Black creatives.
Yeah,
Yes.
just support Black excellence. You know,
Yes.
we're both in Black City. She's in Chocolate City. I'm just in the city with a whole bunch of Black people. So make sure y'all are tapping into it. So from myself, Jay Shep, and from Kayla Waters, we're
Yes.
gone. Make sure y'all follow us and y'all have a good day.
Peace in.